Hi, Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am going to step up this Simply stamping that I did. So we are going to basically do the same thing, but stepped up. So we're still using Varied Vases, and for this one we're going to introduce the punch, some coloured cardstock. I'm using lovely lipstick. We will have some lovely lipstick ink involved, and we're going to use a little bit of DSP. So I'm using the in colour 2018-2020 6x6 in colour DSP. So I mean, I'm doing this series to show that you don't have to use a multitude of things. So if you were starting out, and particularly at the moment with the amazing joining offer, that if you bought a bundle, any bundle, and so I've done it with this, I've done it with the Label Me Bold, I'm going to do it with other things as well. So if you bought the bundle, got yourself the multi-pack, say, of the in colours, the multi-pack of the in colour ink pads, some white cardstock, and say a black, like a Stays On or a Memento, and a block. You could get a D block, which is pretty universal, and you can use that for smaller and larger. You're pretty much able to go. You will, I might work out the prices of all that, and you probably still have money left to spend, plus you'd be able to choose your extra stamp set of your choice, and you get the sample pack of DSP as well, and the mini trimmer, which is so useful. You'll have seen me use my mini trimmer, and you're good to go to get creating. So do check that out. Anyway, enough of the sales pitch and the waffle. I don't do that very often. Let's get on with it. So we're going to simply, one way of stepping up would be to repeat all that stamping, but have it on a coloured background, and then it's already popping. But we're going to do a little bit more than that. So we'll get this stamped, and we're going to do it in exactly the same way as we did last time. So I've got them all. I'm just not going to stamp the vases because I'm going to punch them out. So can't remember if I used Stays On or Memento for that one, but I'm using Stays On this time because I'm going to do a little bit of watercolouring on the flowers, which is another quick, easy step up. So let's get our shelf in. I'm going to stamp before I do the embossed lines. So just need to see my grid lines to kind of match it up. So go about there and hope I'm in the middle. Well, I hope I'm straight. Yep, that'll do fine. Give that a quick rub on my chamois. I might do the sentiment now it's there. I got a feeling I didn't do that straight. Oh, it's fine. And I'm making cards for Slimmer of the Week. I've been doing that now since the beginning of the year, and people are loving it. So the other day there was 2 Slimmers of the Week, so it was like, oh well, you'll have to share the basket, and one of them went, I don't care about the food, I just want Jess's card. So that was just so nice. Right, now to help me get them in the right position, what I'm going to do now is punch the vases. So I'm punching the vases out of my scrap of DSP. So I'll get those two out of that bit. Oh, get an extra little flower there. So I actually want the gingham side, I think, or I might use both sides. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? And then we just want a little chalice one. I should get there. Quite like that. So with this, because you've got printing on both sides, you can change it up. I quite like the way that zigzags. That was a happy accident with its like falling over, and then we can put the bingham in the middle, the gingham even in the middle. So that kind of helps with the positioning of where we want these flowers to go. So yep, back there. Brilliant. And then I did this one in the middle, didn't I? Doesn't have to be the same. I've used this with some glue on the back. I think it really needs a good clean. Got a bit of ink on the corner there. So I'm going to go about there with that one. Yay! And then finally with this one. There we go. So that's all my stamping. I am just rubbing it off camera on my chamois because it stays on, and I don't have any stays on cleaner. They do stain it a bit, so I'm trying to rub it off quickly. Not that I'm that precious, but if I can get it off, all well and good. Right. So now we can, all the stamping done. Oop. We can place our vases on top like so. How cool's that? I've got a little tulip there, or a ghost from Pac-Man. I always see other things in punches, die cuts, etc. They help stretch your stash if you see other things in it and think, oh yeah, I could do that. Got a little bit of glue on there, I just wanted to get rid. So the other way of stepping it up is to pop those up on dimensionals, which is quite nice. Right. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put these little score lines in. Now, I think I went over to 1/4 of an inch. Yeah. So I went over to 1/4 of an inch here, all the way around. You could do it on a scoreboard if you've got a scoreboard, but if you're starting out, this trimmer has a scoreboard as well, as you can see, and you can do everything that you would do on a scoreboard on here. I know some people find having an actual scoreboard is a bit easier. So can you see there where I've got those little trammy lines? Well, they're not a tram line because it's single. You could double, but I'm just doing single on here. And then I want to do a little bit of watercolouring. So I'm going to take a little A block, got my ink pad, going to put a bit of ink on there. So I've now got a paint palette, got my aqua painter, You can use any paintbrush. I just like this because it has its own water. And then just simply put some colour on these flowers. The other thing I like to use is a blender pen. But just go over through these little petals here. Watercolouring is so forgiving. It doesn't really matter if you go over the lines a bit, really. And I say, can't watercolour with Memento because Memento is also water-based, and so it will smudge, whereas Stays On is permanent, and it won't run with the water that you're adding. So these are a little bit more difficult because they're littler, so I am likely to go over on these. One thing I like doing as well when I'm watercolouring is heat emboss. So I've got black embossing powder. That could be my next step up, couldn't it? If I actually remember. We also do our Stampin' Right markers, so if you buy a pack of those, then you could use that, and then you could colour this in. So not necessarily keeping in the lines, and I quite like that the colours getting lighter as you go along. I think that's quite a nice effect. Right, and then you just brush out the colour, and then ready for the next bit of painting. Right, and then I just rub that on my chamois, and it's clean and nice and ready for the next time. So that's that. So we need to stick these on, and I could glue some down and stick some up. That'd be a bit different, wouldn't it? So let's glue this one down. Sitting on the shelf. Make sure it's straight. Stick that one down. I was trying to just move it slightly down so it was on the shelf. And then this one I could pop up on some mini dimensionals. Stick one up there on the neck of the vase, and I might put two down here. Stick that in between those two. Look over a little bit. Now it's stuck. That's where it's going. And then if we bring in our card base, and that can stick on there. Now, one-dimensional height will go through normal letter. If you do two, you've got to do large letter. This one, I popped that up. If I pop this one up, it's going up to large letters. So I'm not going to do that. Even though I'm probably going to... Oh, there's me. I wondered where... That was an old glue. I wondered where I'd put the new one. I obviously was just not taking any notice. And I put it in my pen pot as opposed to my glue holder. And then we just, because this is cut so they've got an even border all the way around, so it's easy to match up. So there we go. That is a really simple way with not many extra bits to step up that card from there to there. Ink pad, DSP and coloured cardstock, and we've stepped it up a bit. So hope you like that. All the details will be on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. There will be a link down below. Please like and subscribe, and if you've missed that one, go and have a look. Okay, bye-bye now. Oh, and if you want to buy anything or join my team or become a hobby demo, start a business, then if you go over on my blog, there's a link to that. And I think there's a link down below actually as well. Okay, see you again soon.